Milky Way Cassini. The last transmission. The Watcher in the Clouds, September 15, 2017. Over 1.2 billion kilometers from Earth, the Cassini spacecraft made its final, irreversible descent into the upper atmosphere of Saturn. After 2 decades of unprecedented discovery, 2 decades spent dancing among the moons and rings of a gas giant, Cassini's journey ended not in silence but in transmission. It was the culmination of a mission that had reshaped our understanding of the solar system. From the hexagonal jet stream at Saturn's North Pole, an unexplainable six-sided storm, to the icy geysers erupting from Enceladus, to the shimmering, mirror-like lakes of liquid methane on Titan's surface, Cassini had given us everything. The data it beamed back was considered exhaustive, comprehensive, beautiful. Thousands of high-resolution images, complex telemetry readings, atmospheric samples, all archived, indexed, and quietly filed away in digital vaults. The mission was over. The final chapter closed. Or so we believed. Because Cassini didn't just fall into Saturn. In its last breath, it sent something back. And that final message was hiding in plain sight. It would take almost 8 years before anyone noticed. And when they did, it wasn't a human who saw it first. In 2025, a private research lab armed with a bleeding-edge quantum neural network began scanning archived space imagery as part of a routine project, denoising faint interstellar visuals from past probes and telescopes. But when the AI ran Cassini's final data burst through its quantum filters, it flagged something. Not once. Not by chance. But over and over, across a cluster of 12 sequential images taken just moments before the probe vaporized. The results were subtle, barely visible to the human eye. Faint distortions, geometrical ripples, and interference patterns buried deep within the atmospheric haze of Saturn's upper layers. At first, researchers assumed it was noise. A compression artifact. Perhaps a flaw in the quantum pipeline. But the patterns didn't go away. They sharpened. With each recalibration of the AI, the anomalies became clearer. Not random, not chaotic, but organized. Intentional. Symmetrical. Fibonacci spirals. Prime number intervals. The golden ratio repeated across layers of pixels and color spectrums. They weren't glitches. They were messages encoded not in sound or language but in pure math. A universal dialect. The kind of communication you might expect from something truly alien, or truly ancient. What the AI found began forming grids, subtle alignment structures radiating from seemingly random points on Saturn's surface. But when those coordinates were overlaid on previously disregarded magnetosphere maps, a disturbing connection emerged. They aligned perfectly with magnetic anomalies, areas once dismissed as data noise. Now, researchers began to suspect. Those areas weren't unstable due to natural turbulence. They were cloaked. Encrypted. Designed not to prevent discovery, but to delay understanding. The implications were staggering. Cassini hadn't merely captured environmental data, it had recorded a signal that no one was equipped to detect until now. The AI had done more than clean up images. It had revealed something non-human, embedded in one of the most hostile places in our solar system. And at the heart of that discovery were 12 final frames Cassini sent before its destruction. But only 11 have been decrypted. That final image, frame 12, exists in raw binary. It was received. It was stored. But no human nor machine has been able to interpret it. Not corrupted. Not missing. Just locked. Researchers began calling it the Eye. It is, by all accounts, a complete and intact image, but encrypted with a method no known cryptographic system can penetrate. Some speculate it's more than an image. That it's a dynamic key, one waiting for a trigger to open, not a file, but an event. Something that hasn't happened yet. A discovery, a moment, a shift. And this is where the mystery deepens. Because as analysis continued, the geometries seen in those final 11 images began to echo beyond Saturn. Across its moons Titan, Enceladus, Dione patterns were found that aligned perfectly with those same mathematical constants. More unsettling still, those same ratios appeared in ancient Earth sites. The spirals in petroglyphs carved millennia ago. The dimensions of pyramids. The orientation of megalithic structures lost to time. Coincidence? Maybe. But for a growing group of scientists, cryptographers, and astronomers, the answer is becoming harder to ignore. Something had been watching. Not just for years. Not for centuries. But perhaps for ages. And it had spoken. In math. In silence. In Saturn's clouds. But if you think this ends here, it doesn't. Because what followed, what was uncovered next, would begin to fracture the scientific world. It would lead to secret classifications, internal whistleblowers, deleted files, and a slow-motion cover-up of a discovery too vast to contain. A discovery centered around Cassini's final transmission, and the message hiding inside the Milky Way. Cassini. The last transmission, the Saturn code. Cassini's final transmission was never supposed to be more than routine data scientific measurements as it descended into Saturn's atmosphere. But hidden in those last images was something extraordinary. Something no one expected. A message encoded not in words or radio signals, but in mathematics, geometry, and patterns woven deep within Saturn's swirling clouds. When a powerful quantum AI reanalyzed the images years later, it uncovered repeated Fibonacci spirals, golden ratios, and intricate prime number sequences, patterns far too precise to be natural atmospheric noise. They weren't glitches. They were a deliberate, intelligent code, a cosmic signature. The mystery grew when similar patterns appeared on Saturn's moons Titan, Enceladus, and Dione, all showing geographical alignments matching these same mathematical ratios. But then something even more astonishing emerged. These same ratios, these same golden proportions had been etched by humans thousands of years ago here on Earth. Ancient spiral petroglyphs carved into stone. Megalithic temples and structures aligned with celestial events. The Great Pyramid of Giza, perfectly embodying the golden ratio. The implication was staggering. Could this Saturn code be a universal language, a bridge between cosmic intelligence and human history? Among the last 12 rapid images Cassini sent, only 11 have been decoded. The 12th frame, the mysterious eye, was received intact but remains an unsolvable enigma. Its raw data packet is perfect. Its binary checksum validates. Yet no algorithm or AI, no quantum neural network, has been able to decrypt it. Some experts believe it contains a symbolic key, a direct representation of an alien intelligence, or a map, or a message that would change everything. Others theorize the image is encrypted with a time lock or event-triggered security system designed to unlock only under very specific cosmic or human conditions. Not a password to be guessed, but a challenge waiting for us to evolve enough to answer. Inside the secretive halls of space agencies and private labs, whispers of discovery spread like wildfire. Frames showing perfect triangular patterns hovering over Saturn's southern hemisphere. Subtle pulse sequences matching the rhythm of Morse code, with fragments translated as, "Wait, eyes open," and, "Not alone." Researchers who stumbled onto these findings were swiftly silenced. Emails vanished. Research was classified. Scientists were reassigned or put under strict NDAs forbidding discussion. Publicly, these discoveries were dismissed as optical illusions, or algorithmic hallucinations. But behind closed doors, unease and fascination grew. Independent scientists, cryptographers, and rogue researchers around the world have taken up the quest to decode Cassini's final message. Some claim to have glimpsed alien architectures in the data, fractals and geometries unlike anything natural. Others have found encrypted symbols combining elements of ancient Earth scripts and advanced quantum physics, a fusion of knowledge spanning millennia and cosmic scales. A growing consensus now suggests Cassini was never just a probe. It was a messenger. A cosmic ambassador delivering a message meant to be discovered only when humanity reached a certain level of understanding. What if we aren't the first to watch Saturn? What if we've been studied, observed, and predicted for eons? What if Cassini's last transmission isn't a farewell but a call to awaken? A door waiting patiently for us to realize we are part of something far bigger. And now, you're part of this awakening. Share this revelation. Discuss what the eye might truly contain. Subscribe and stay connected. Because when that final image finally unlocks, the story of humanity